We're Team Poland, and we would like to provide you with some raw facts and figures about the NEET situation in Poland. So we called it Statistic Challenges and Measures Taken. Current NEET rate in Poland, as you can see from the, given the all European Union countries and the European Union overall matters would be 10.9. That's not quite visible, but it is 10.9 at the moment. The European medium is 11.7, so it is slightly below the European Union medium. This is more of the historical background, just to provide you how would the rate differentiate from the moment of Poland joining the European Union onwards. So you can see we started with 19.6 in 2004, then up to the economical crisis of 2008 we went down to 12.7, and then it's in a way fluctuated to the level of 10.9 currently. So we tend to recover from the COVID era pretty correctly. Challenges for government, lots of them obviously, but we managed to point on a serious and comprehensive approach to the topic, which means that the government would really need to dig into the topic a little more deeper, cooperate with the NGOs, with the local areas, local administratives. Lack of sufficient funding for the needs, a bit surprising, but this is the reality. Poland still didn't have enough funding from the recovery fund from the COVID era. We are struggling with it. That's why we would probably have this unlocked in the near future. Limited access to training opportunities and mismatch between skills and labor market demands. We don't teach people, young people, the current demands on the work, the working force. We don't create it as it should be created in the near future. Main reasons, we divided into men and women, but they would be care responsibilities, personal family reasons, illness or disabilities, and discouragement for men. Okay, further measures taken.
It's an interesting fact that as for the funding and as for all the programs provided and implemented in Poland, we will rely predominantly on EU funds, which means that we don't have a national policy over fighting with a NEET situation. This is why 16 administrative areas, we have 16 of them in whole Poland, could have applied for special funds only from EU to cover their expenses and their regional programs for funding or for implementing any projects under NEET strategy. But it's worth to emphasize that we don't have the national grounded policy, but we rely on EU funds, and every region is in charge of creating own strategy based on priorities given by EU. And as for the civil society organizations in Poland, they refer mostly to NGOs and associations than grassroots initiatives, and some of those which examples we know best are the Atalaya Foundation, for instance. This is the NGO which works predominantly with orphanages, with people who were raised in orphanages or in foster families, and they provide like an intermediate dialogue between those families and adults who are endangered with the NEET status in the future. So they create job opportunities, traineeship and apprenticeships in Warsaw, in the central part of Poland. And on the other side, in the rural areas, for instance, the Future School Foundation, which also applies for granting from EU funds, promotes development of professional and personal competences, so soft skills, interpersonal competences, and entrepreneurship. So basically they give the the opportunity to find the opportunities by themselves and not feed the needs directly, but creating the ground to let them find the opportunities by themselves.
And one last final step would be the gender-based needs differences. It is one of the largest gender imbalances in the EU. Overall, as stated previously, there would be 10.9% men, 8% women, 14%, but the latest data would go even slightly more differentiating. Men would remain on the 8% level, but women would already reach 16%. So unfortunately, it is decreasing.
And it is caused mostly by the fact that young women give more care work, so they stay at home taking care of the parents, children, and they have extended up to 4 years even the paid mother's leave. The first one is 80% paid up to 100, and then they can extend it to 4 years, and during this time they are counted as needs as well.
That will be it. Thank you very much.